It's come round to time for a 6-month update on these fantastic jeans from ONI Denim, Japanese denim brand, if you haven't heard of them before. This is their 902 ZRs. This is a high-rise, slim tapered cut, lots of room up in the top block, relatively relaxed by my normal sort of standards. I normally go for a much slimmer jean, but I thought I'd try something different. Now this is in their 20-ounce secret denim, which they describe as slubby like the devil on the old hang tag here. And for these jeans, it really is all about the fabric. So I guess that's where we'll start off. So what is so special about this secret denim? Well, it is incredibly slubby, which is down to the sort of the variation in weave, the thread thickness, and it leads to some really interesting sort of fading sort of properties. One thing I would say in terms of the fades is these are very soft denim, very loose weave. They came one washed from the manufacturer, so they have been machine washed, so we'll get onto that in a bit, but they don't have that hard starchy sort of lined the hard fade, so it's all very gentle. But what you do get, and we will come into some close-ups, is you get a sort of speckling as the unevenness in the thread thickness really comes through. So as I say, it is very, very slubby, it's hairy, it's organic, it is a loose weave, so it's naturally very, very soft. And if you've ever worn Ironhearts before, you'll know that eventually, after a lot of wear, their 21-ounce denim will start feeling like comfortable sweatpants. These start off like that, so they're already broken in to a certain extent due to the washing process. The denim really is, as I say, what these jeans are all about. Even the colour is not a traditional indigo. It's probably hard to pick up in this light, but maybe when I get the close-ups in, you'll be able to see it clearer. But the comparison with the Ironheart denim here, it's sort of almost got a lighter, almost green hue, turquoise hue to it. The Benzac denim, which is again a very traditional sort of indigo colour. We'll do it in the close-ups, I think, but you know, it is a very, very different denim, which is beautiful in its own rights. But one thing I've noticed is if you want to go double denim, which some of us might, there's no sin in double denim, it's quite hard to find that perfect match. It actually looks a little bit of a clash with most double denim offerings, so that's something to bear in mind. As I say, these are one washed, so that means that they're an unsaniforized denim. You can buy them no wash from the Japanese vendors. These came from DENIM, and they give you sizing sheets for both one wash and no wash, and between those you can work out exactly what's going to happen once you wash it, or indeed what you might get it to stretch out to if you buy it one washed. That takes out the starch, it takes out the shrink, so in a lot of ways, you know, the best thing to do is go for the one wash, but the other option is to go no wash and then just gently wash it until you've got that shrink that you need. I think you can probably fine-tune your denim that way. Having had it one wash, what I can say is this secret denim has got an exceptional amount of stretch. So normally I'd expect to stretch out up to 1 inch on the waistband. With these, it was much nearer to. These are a 33 tag size. I think in hindsight, now that I know this denim, I would definitely size down a little, because these have become a much more relaxed fit than maybe I'd anticipated. These are definitely a jean which I'm choosing to cuff. These are just over 34 inch on the leg, but with the sort of slightly more relaxed cut, slightly longer leg, whilst I did intend to sort of try these out stacking, so uncuffed and building up the the crease and fade from the ankle there. Very much a more casual silhouette, and after that initial transition of sort of how are these jeans going to wear, I've really enjoyed wearing these in a sort of casual style, paired with Vans rather than something like heritage boots. I think they really look good. Kind of good for the summer. T-shirts, Vans. I know they're a 28 denim, but they are really breathable, really loose weave, very breathable. So, the fades. We will get into the close-ups, but the fades are really subtle, very gentle. As I say, they don't have that sort of super starched property where you get the crisp lines. With that, you don't get the wear and tear, the blowouts, but you do get a more gentle fade overall. So you're getting fades around the edges of the pockets, around the belt loops, around the yoke details. On the fronts, you're getting more of a fade down the leg, where the slub is shining through rather than the whiskers that you'd normally expect. So whiskering is coming through, but not super strong. So before we get into the into close-ups, one thing more to say, I think, is washing. Now, with a super starchy denim, my philosophy is that you do need to soak them in the first 3 months. Otherwise, you get the blowouts on the back of the knees, in the crotch, where the stress points come, where the starch, where the dust starts to work away at the fibres. Something like the Ironheart, something like the Benzacs, definitely that is my philosophy. On these, it's a very much looser weave, no starch at all because of the machine wash from the factory. So I've not washed these at all. We are at the 6-month mark. I do want to wash them. I might try and do a slightly hotter bath soak, so 40 degrees plus, and try and take out a little bit of the stretch, see where we go with that. And I will be using the Samurai soap. If you follow my channel, you'll know that this is my preferred detergent. Very nice, gentle, soy-based, organic detergent. Samurai Jeans manufacture this, so you know that it's going to be good for the job. So they'll get a bath soak with that. I'll probably do a video on it, just sharing a bit of my washing philosophy, give you some shots and see how these go. But yeah, 6 months in, time for a wash. And I guess really pretty much what we've got to do now is get in for some close-ups here. The first thing I'll do is try and show you that colour difference between some more conventional indigo dyes and the ONI denim. So you can see, I hope, that these Ironhearts, so they're a year in. You can see some nice honeycombs on the back of the knees there, but they're very much a royal blue. These have got this sort of turquoise hue. Likewise with these Benzac, which are coming up for 6 months as well, or have been through the 6-month mark. You know, again, royal blue, different sort of hues, very different indigo that ONI use, and it's not just down to the wash. I think it is a very different indigo. So as I say, these are one washed. They're not heavily starched. They don't fade quickly, in my opinion, and they fade differently, very gentle, apart from around the edges where the indigo gets knocked off, and there's some quite nice contrasts which come through relatively quickly. So you get down to sort of pure white thread quite quickly, like on the belt loops there, where the details thicken up on the yoke here, around the pockets. Really quite nice, but again different to most other denims you might experience. Nice goat skin tag there. I like the detail on the edge there where it just has that dropped line. Very intentional, it happens on every single pair. Don't know the significance, but it's just that little quirk which you sort of pick up with ownership. Pockets with nice arcs. Unique arc to the ONI brand, which I quite like. Not lined. Most other high-end Japanese brands tend to line their pockets. Gives it a little bit more longevity. But that's no real issue. I don't carry anything in my back pockets typically. Bar tack stitch at the top there in a slightly green hued thread. Two-tone stitching around the edges of the pockets, very subtle, so a gold and an amber colour. Moving down the back to the knees, again, as I say, this is a soft wash denim, not much starch, but you can start seeing the honeycombs coming in there, but very, very gentle fades. One thing I'd say is no risk of blowouts. I get blowouts on the back of my knees with ease it seems, but because there's no starch, because it's very soft open weave, no real issues there, but they are coming up for a wash. Moving down, as I say, we've cuffed these, very much more a casual look. I've enjoyed these cuffed. Stacked, they weren't really working for me, but cuffed, I've really enjoyed them. Nice salmon pink selvage detail there, and you can start seeing some of the fade coming out on that selvage edge. Amazingly, the cuffs haven't sort of worn hard. That's normally a point of wear I have in my jeans. I don't tend to re-cuff them, so they always get worn at the same points, but again, not starchy, and no real issues. Okay, round the front, starting from the top, you can see whiskers maybe gently coming in there, but again, like the back, the sort of high spots are losing their indigo. Very nice around the edge of the pockets, down the zip fly, or down the fly rather, it's a button fly. Nicely detailed buttons. I don't think these are any particular special metal, not iron or anything, but nice button details. Nothing too exciting going on inside. You've got the hidden rivets at the back, branded. You've got the rivets at the front there, branded front and back. On the fifth pocket, you've got some nice selvage detail. You've also got the nice sort of pocket shape, so it's a full sort of replica of the rear pocket, which I think is quite a nice detail. I don't think I've seen that on many jeans. Got the ONI branding on the back there. Good quality stitching throughout, nice thick pocket bags, but nothing particularly exciting. These are really all about the fabric. And then moving down onto the thighs, it's where you really see the slub coming into its own. So you start getting these sort of highlights, little spots where the threads are extra uneven, and you sort of get this sort of speckled feeling down the leg. And that's really probably the most interesting bit of evolution on these, watching these highlights pop out like stars in the sky. You know, the slub on this leg is actually slightly more prevalent, doesn't have quite as many high spots, so that's a particularly high spot there, but it's that sort of organic and irregular sort of feature to the denim, which is really interesting on these. I think that's really the strong point. So rather than having lots of interesting whiskers and honeycombs, you start getting this textured sort of finish, and these are so nice in a tactile sense. You know, they're nice to touch, you know, picking out the sort of high spots, the variation in thickness, really interesting. Okay, moving down onto the knees, nothing particular to report there, slight lightening, but yeah, it's all about the fabric, all about the texture. Brings us to the end of the video. I hope it was of some use. So if you're thinking about buying these jeans, if you're wondering about the ONI secret denim, hopefully that's helped you out. As I say, these came from denimo.com. Massive site, huge range, often much cheaper than buying in the Western market because you're removing the middleman. That's what that web page is all about. So you're buying direct from Japan. They have got endless sizing charts, but excellent web chat. So when I bought these, they did make it very clear, expect some extra stretch. I found it hard to believe that I'd get 2 inches on the waist, but they're absolutely right. They do know their products. So do check out their webpage. You might find some savings. Certainly living where I do, there's no hope of getting to a bricks and mortar store, so web pages like that are really good. Obviously you're buying from Japan, so trying and returning, you need to get it right first time, to be perfectly honest, but you can make some good savings. I'll put a link below. That gets you 10% off. It also gets me, I think, 5% onto my account, so it helps me create more content. So if you want to check that out, please do. If you haven't seen my channel before, please check it out. Lots of denim, lots of boots, everyday carry, fountain pens, pen knives, a bit of running, a bit of cycling, a bit of guitar and bass on occasion. Check it out, might share some other common interests. I'd love it if you subscribed. If you thought this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you for the next video. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.